What are you guys doing last month?
13.
13 million. What about you?
We did about 20 million last month. So I was like, I dropped out of college and then was a loser for a little bit. Lived in my buddy's attic for about 6 months or so, and then found the life insurance space. Moved down to Chicago, Illinois,
and then we blew up. I made 33 grand my first month. So what would you guys say for the newer agents coming in that may be intimidated buying leads? They're 18 to 25 years old.
So it's the way I started looking at it. It's like a magic ATM that's across from me. If I put $4K, $6K a month into it and it spits back at me $20, $30, $40,000, would you buy leads?
How long did it take you to go from $0 to $1 million a month?
$0 a month to $1 million. It took me 3 years. What allowed me to make it work was what?
All right, guys, so we have the two biggest players in the life insurance space. We got to the right of me, Ronnie Salem, and we got Jay Maska. These guys are doing, between both of them, around $35 million a month in paid commissions. These guys are the biggest, the best in the industry. We're going to hear the real sauce right now. Stay tuned. This is going to be the biggest podcast of the year. So, to my right, Ronnie, we got Jay. Introduce yourselves, Ronnie. Where are you from?
So born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. My dad moved around a lot for work. So I ended up in Cleveland shortly after that. Stomping ground became Lexington, Kentucky. And from there, it's been a ride, you know. When I was in school, I knew I always wanted to be like a profession or something, you know, that was respected, a doctor, a lawyer, something like that. So I ended up moving to Philly when I got into law school. Everyone has like that light bulb moment where, like, what am I doing here, you know? So I remember like researching how much does a law professor make, and I'm watching this 78-year-old guy like just, you know, teach a class in front of me. And in the middle of the class, I researched that, shut my laptop, walk out, and that's when I pursued my sales career. And it's just been history since then, but we've got the big dogs in the house with Jay joining us in the tri-state, so we're definitely glad to have you with us today.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Jay Maska, I'm from Nebraska, small town, 3,000 people, Minden, Nebraska. Grew up with a single dad, was in foster care a little bit. So grew up with a single dad, and he was born in 1938, and I'm 25, so he passed away last year at 85. Taught me absolutely everything I needed to go attack life. And I always knew I wanted to be successful, always knew I was going to be successful, always knew I was going to make money. Like, that was my goal since I was like 6, 7 years old, was to make money and give it back. So I'm grateful to be here. We're definitely grateful for the life insurance space. And it's crazy just the traction that the life insurance space has, the eyeballs that the life insurance industry has, some good, some bad. But it's a great opportunity, and we're blessed to be here. And I was kind of like Ronnie. I probably wasn't deep into law school like you, but that was like my goal. Is I've always wanted to be a lawyer. I love debating. Like, that was something I always wanted to do. And school wasn't for me at all, or so. And then found the life insurance space. Moved down to Chicago, Illinois. Moved down there, and the rest is history. From there, we just kind of took off. Was at American Income Life for 6 months. So I was in the captive world, and then transitioned to the brokerage world. And now we're here. Now we're flash forward 6 months later. We're doing about $20 million a month, and we'll finish this year hopefully around $30 million a month.
Let's go.
So Jay, you've been doing it 6 years now, going on 6 years. You're with the practice company, we like to call it. So I see a lot of young guys getting kind of sucked into that trap of the captive agency. You know, you see these guys driving these expensive cars. They're all in the life insurance space or the insurance space, but they don't understand the difference between captive and brokerage. So what did you see that made you make the transition from the captive to the brokerage space?
Yeah, it's really simple. The way you want to compare the captive space is like, imagine going into the Nike store and shopping. You're just going to get Nike stuff, right? Imagine going into Nordstrom or Neiman Marcus, right, and shopping. You got Louis Vuitton there, you got Gucci there, you got all different types of designer. You got Nike, Under Armour, you got everything, right? And another way I kind of compare it is like, imagine you were trying to build a house and somebody gave you a hammer. And I feel like the brokerage world is like, imagine you're building a house, but somebody gave you a tool belt. Now you have the opportunity to actually go build your business and go build your house and build your foundation. The captive space is amazing. It absolutely changed my life. And there's definitely people there that make money. But if you break it down, like how many millionaires are in the captive space, how many millionaires are in the brokerage space, it's literally astronomical. The difference is huge. And that was like the biggest thing. Like, people just get sucked into the lifestyle. And by the way, I have all the nice cars. Nice cars do not translate to leadership and mentorship, though, most of the time. I know a lot of people out in Miami that have really nice cars that are dumber than a sack of rocks. And love them to death. They're really successful. They do really well. but it's like just nice stuff doesn't correlate to mentorship and guidance and value.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what a lot of people miss too is like some of the biggest key players in the brokerage space have come from the captive space.
Absolutely.
Why do you see that? Is it because of like if they can handle what system and structure they had there, that this is a gold mine, or what? Why do you think that is?
I'll be completely honest with you. The captive space there's nobody that does a better job than the captive space at leadership, at sales training, schedules, running meetings, vision casting. Like, and it probably goes to you too. You're at PHP, right?
Yeah, 3 years.
Like, dude, the vision, the culture, the leadership. I don't know about you, but like for us though, like the leadership and the development was there, and it was like I always tell people this: like the captive space is like it doesn't matter how hard you row your boat. It matters what boat that you're in. Like you could row a kayak as hard as you want, but it's going to take you 9 years to get to the Bahamas from Miami. But the brokerage space is like a yacht. It's like taking a yacht from Miami to the Bahamas. You're going to get there in 2 hours, right?
Yep.
So it's like that was like the huge thing. The captive space is so amazing at developing people. But if you develop people in a broken system, it's not gonna translate, right? And I always say this: like the captive space it's a recruiting company that happens to sell life insurance. The brokerage space is a recruiting company where we develop people to go sell life insurance, and they actually go sell life insurance.
That's amazing.
The captive space is just like, dude, it's like the draft, bro. Like they just get a bunch of dudes in there, and then us brokerage guys just start picking from the draft.
Yeah.
Like, you start being like, all right, we want that guy. We're going to go DM that guy.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of studs from the captive space for sure. And the people that don't want to leave the captive space, it just comes down to ego, or maybe they're scared to take that leap of faith and come over, if that makes sense.
Well, that's what I've seen too. Is a lot of these brokerages or captive agencies, you are the product. The recruit is the product. You're paying to be onboarded. You're paying for the mentorship. You got 13 meetings a day, and it's an hour long, and the first 45 minutes is their story and how they started. At the end of the day, you got to step back and look at your business, and it's like, am I here to make money and support myself and support my family? Because at the end of the day, you got to be a little selfish in the beginning. That's what I've learned. It's like, how can you fill somebody else's bowl if yours is empty? Like, you got to help yourself before you help other people. And that's you see the real dogs coming from the captive to the brokerage, and they're stepping up and they understand the ownership of it. That's what I want to get to next is the ownership. A lot of these companies, it's a 10-year vesting period. Here at Family First, we're vested day one. You own 100% of your book and what you do. That is massive because a lot of these big players that have been doing it 10, 15 years, they've sold their book of business. We're talking 7, 8, 9 figures. I'm sure in some cases it's 10-figure, buyout that they've gotten from their book of business. And that's 10, 15 years of them building. They're making 6, 7 figures a month for the last 10, 15 years. And then they have a huge exit. That's $250 million, $500 million. So, that's the, really what I saw was coming from, and not that, the brokerage or the company I was with was captive in that sense. You owned your book of business. It was after a year, but nobody was making money. I mean, we just saw on at the event, I saw a few old people I used to still follow. The top producer in that agency or the entire brokerage just crossed $3 million for the year, rolling 12 months. So it's not January, December. It's rolling 12 months. That was from July of 25 to July of 26. He made $3 million. I mean, there's guys doing that a month, like literally a month. So that is the vision I saw. And Jay, you told me this years ago where, we're like the Kansas City Chiefs. They hate the Kansas City Chiefs because we're winning. And we have all the attention, like you post all the time. We have all the momentum. We have all the attention. The real big players in this space, they see things for what it is. And we're not bullshitting with people. We're telling them, like, look, you can really change your life, your agent's life, and at the end of the day, it's all about ownership, in your business. So, I know I'm the small fish here. I mean, we just crossed 1.1 million last month. What are you guys doing last month?
13
million. What about you?
We did about 20 million last month.
I mean, that is unbelievable. So, there's definitely a lot that we can learn. Everybody in my office, your office, from each other, and that's the big thing too. You guys aren't on the same team. Mm-hmm. It really always has been like Jay has always been the biggest player as far as we're concerned for the young guys in Family First. And it's cool to see, Ronnie and all of us stepping up and kind of, having that competition. At the end of the day, like, we're all here to help each other. You make nothing from helping me. I make nothing from helping you, and vice versa. It's like, how do you guys feel, or how have you seen in this brokerage, in this company here, the help from the top leadership? I mean, are you able to have anyone in this company on speed dial, and for you too, and be able to call them and get real sound advice? Like, how has that been for you in growing the business?
That's the biggest thing in the brokerage space, right? Like, a lot of people think, like, we have this crazy beef because of, like, you fired something back at me, and I'm, like, having to text our team chat. You saw, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
guys, like, we're boys. Like, nobody,
Yeah.
like, stop commenting the BS that you all are putting out there. Like, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
And the reason I never responded is because I was, like, it's going to escalate it to the next level. Like, dang, these guys are really beefing. I was, like, I don't want people to think like that because, like, Jay will text me at 5 a.m., of him working out and be like, hey, this is the back of someone that has you beat on the leaderboard right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, dude. I was like,
Sick.
see what happens today. Like, I'm about to take this thing to the next level today.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's all it is, you know. In any business, if you feel like the competition is actually out there to kill you, like, you're in the wrong place, you know? It's like, what's the difference between the brokerage and the captive space? Captive space, you have to use scare tactics to scare you from talking to other people.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that's ever stopped me from talking to Jay, or Jay talking to me, or me talking to Andrew, or Jay talking to Zach.
That's right.
That's what a real company does, you know? Obviously, there's that internal competition, and that's just for fun.
It's healthy. It's good
Nobody
competition.
hates each
Yeah.
other. No one dislikes each other. Like, we text all throughout the day, but it's like, that's what a real business has. That's what a real company has. It has a culture that thrives, whether you're on this side of the company or that side of the company. You know, you're able to reach, and hey, like, there's not, like we always say in our group, right? Who's the number one sales recruiter in the country? This guy, you know? So it's like, you have to be able to understand that. And when you understand that in business, like, hey, there's more to learn because we can all work together and see what's working there and bring it into our business,
That's right.
you know?
That's right. What about you, Jay? Just like, you know, I'm sure it's going to be similar answers, but, you know, hearing well, not even hearing, just having these outlets in the company of, like, you know, people that may not, you know, get a piece of what you're doing, you know, override income. You know, how have you seen people just being able to answer the call on speed dial? Because in my old company, it was like, you know, you didn't recruit 3 people in the last hour, you can't talk to your upline until you do this. I mean, it was really, really, like, deflating. You know, I'm really excited looking to build a huge business, and they're like, no, you know, you didn't earn the right to talk to your mentor. And it's like, at the time, my mentor was my sister. You know, it's like, you're telling me I can't talk to my sister because I didn't recruit 3 people in an hour. You know, so how's that been with you, just being able to go up the levels and talk to these guys and get advice?
Yeah, being able to call Andrew, Zach, and Sean is huge, and them being able to pick up the phone. Like, I talk to Zach almost every single day, talk to Andrew almost every single day, talk to Sean probably every other day or once a week or so. So yeah, obviously being able to pick up the phone and be able to call somebody that can help you is huge. And I think at the captive space, it is like a bunch of scare tactics. Like, dude, I've called people from other companies and asked them for advice, dude. Like, I'm not afraid to, like, go talk to people. Like, the captive space, bro, like, there's so many people that block me, and I don't even know who they are. Like, literally yesterday, Tristan DeLabic sent me somebody's profile, and I was blocked. I'm like, who is it? He goes, oh, it's Jacob Sara. I'm like, I don't know that kid. I don't know why he blocked me. So if you're watching this, you should unblock me. But I'm like, I don't know why he blocked me. You know what I'm saying? I was
well,
like,
that's I hear the stories of people, they get on board, and in the first hour of them meeting their new employer, their upline, they're telling them to block 15 people on Instagram.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is like, what are we, children? Like,
It's actually, like, sketchy if you think about that. Like,
Yeah,
imagine
dude.
hearing that during your orientation.
How do you not
It's like,
see
what?
through
well,
that?
that's how so I remember Tristan DeLabic in Chicago. They would have onboarding calls, and they would do their onboarding. Hey, you got to go block Jay Maska, and I'm like, Tristan, bro, you got to tell them to stop doing this because they don't even know who I am. Now you make them curious. Now they look me up.
That's right.
Then they see my content, and then they hit me up, and you wonder why all your agents keep leaving. I'm like, it's free marketing for me, bro. And I'm like, you got to stop doing that.
So true.
And that was like the huge thing because another thing is when I moved to Tampa, Florida, there was a AIL office there, and the SGA, what you call them, an SGA agency owner. Literally the next day when they found out I moved down there and opened an office, he flew down, had a meeting. They all relocated to Miami. Now, maybe it was a coincidence. Maybe they were already going to go to Miami. But, like, I was there. They flew down, had a massive meeting. I'm like, bro, this is weird. Like,
weird timing,
You're having a meeting because I flew down here. Well, the reason I know they had a meeting is because somebody I recruited over there told me. And they had a meeting. I'm like, bro, this is so weird. Why are you having a meeting about me? Like, you're having a meeting about another
We've never
grown-ass
done
man.
that at this company, though, and it's like, it's just we're so focused on growing and just helping families with insurance,
Exactly.
and we're not worried what these other guys and all these other companies are doing. We have the best like, numbers don't lie. Like, we know we are the best, and it's not because of ego, and it's not because of, you know, we're blind to certain things and we're not listening. It's like, numbers don't lie. It is proven. We have the biggest hitters in the space working directly with Family First, working directly with Sean, Mike, and even the bonuses. That's something I want to talk about too, because I mean, all 3 of us sitting here, we've been pitched by everybody under the sun why we're better. You know, your bonus sucks, and it's like, okay, you're telling me our bonus sucks, but you don't have a bonus.
It's like, what's your bonus?
Yeah, what's your bonus? Exactly. Oh, we're
No, they
getting
have
one.
the bro, trust me.
It's bro,
Yeah.
trust me. Yeah, that's the method.
Yeah.
The bro, trust me.
I was going to shoot this reel the other day, but the Family First Life bonus alone has made me a multimillionaire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
I don't have to recruit anyone again. Like tomorrow I could decide to never recruit someone again and I'll still make multiple 7 figures a year because of the bonus.
Unbelievable.
And so people don't understand that. Like if you're in a place that there's no bonus, what is your longevity in your business? Do you have to continue to recruit every single day to make an income? And if you do, you don't have a business that's going to be able to pay you out the rest of your life.
That's the easiest way to recruit the solar and the pest control guys. It's like, where's the real opportunity? Where's the ownership? Like, it's you have to knock doors until you're 90, and there's no, I mean, at least as far as I know from the guys I've recruited, there's no ownership. You get one guy who leaves solar, they're getting sued. I mean, like, this is just, for me, it baffles my mind why people aren't really taking this serious and, like, they have their blinders on and they're shutting everything else out. And they're not focused on, the real big picture. It's like we have the momentum, we have the guys winning. So what would you guys say to the solar or the pest control or any sort of door-to-door rep that, they may not be looking that deep in the future and they don't have ownership, they're going to have to knock doors until they die. What happens if a family emergency comes up? Like there's no passive income. Their bills aren't getting paid.
Door-to-door is common sense. This is the only thing I say to door-to-door reps because I don't go deep into it.
Yeah.
I say, Dylan, do you agree time is money?
Of course.
All right, perfect. So why are you walking all day and why are your reps walking all day? All right, you do agree with me, time is money, right?
Of course.
All right, I'll start you at a 110% comp. We'll get you on board and we'll get you going. Because if time is money, then and you agree with that, then you got to be an opportunity where you can dial somebody, they hang up, and you dial the next person, they hang up, and you dial the next person, they hang up, and you can dial all 50 states. That's how you scale. And door-to-door, you can't scale because the average person can't do it. Like, the average person can't do it. My 12-year-old niece could get on the phone and say, me give you life insurance, me sell you life insurance, and she could probably sell $5,000 a month. Because the life insurance space, the average person can go do it because, in my opinion, it's a customer service-based opportunity. You're dialing leads, they request it, you set them up with life insurance. Door-to-door, that's real grown sales culture. That's real grown sales. Like, that's like the average person can't go do that. I can't go recruit because I have to go recruit 10,000 people to go find my 5 dogs. You know what I'm saying? In life insurance, you can go create those dogs because you can develop that average person in life insurance to go be a dog, if that makes sense.
It's also a need. Everyone's going to die.
Exactly. And it's
Like,
a need-based
a
product.
new agent asked me the other day, and they were like, is there ever like a slow point? It's like, do people stop dying? Like, we're on the American diet.
Yeah.
People eat like shit. They're morbidly obese, and they're eating McDonald's and Wendy's all day. And it's like, of course these people are dead at 65, 70. God forgive me, but it's the truth. It's like there's never been a better time to get into this space and sell and help families with life insurance because just everything considered, the way the food that we're eating, nobody's working out anymore. Everyone's, oh, woe's me. They're not doing gym class anymore, apparently, in like middle school and high school. It's all like, it's offensive to people. It's like, we got to bring back, we were talking about last night, bring back bullying to some of these guys. Like, there is such good talent, but they've just been raised the wrong way. They've been brought up the wrong way, whether that's, parents and broke mindset. But, I've seen a lot of people kind of turn their nose to the opportunity, just not, I guess, trusting the process, not connecting with the right people. And how important is it for you guys with the partners, like who you partner with? Because, I mean, I know for the first 3 years of my career, I made less than, 20, 30 grand a year, like per year for the first 3 years. And I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I spoke with Sean, and, my upline at the time ended up quitting. So he was like, hey, look, there's somebody local in Philly I want to connect you with. It was Ronnie. When I tell you we went from 0 to $1 million, and it took us maybe a year and a half after, a little less after working with you, that to me, I mean, I could speak on that for weeks on end, but for you guys, how important is it who you partner with, people that have results? Like you said before, not the guys with the cars and the flashy shit. I just saw something on Instagram that this kid, put something on his ethos deposit. It was $1,100 deposit, and he made it 11 grand. It's like, how important is it to really vet the people and have cold hard proof that these guys really are who they say they are?
Yeah, I think to start, I think it's really important, obviously, and I think the biggest thing is it's not important who we partner with. It's important who they are partnering.
That's right.
Right, like who they are partnering with, because obviously it's important who we partner with. But like, dude, like the other day I was recruiting this guy, and I'll say his name, Khalil Jackson. I was recruiting him. I said, bro, like, FFL is a place to be. I'm like, I don't care if you work with me or not. FFL is a place to be. I even name drop Ronnie. I'm like, there's 2 people to talk to, me and Ronnie. I was like, I really don't know anybody else.
Done.
2 people to talk to. I go, there's me and Ronnie. I said, FL is the place to be. We have the bonuses and stuff. And you want to join the team with the most momentum, because the most momentum, when you join the team with the momentum bleeds into your culture with the new guys that are coming in. Well, he ended up going to a different IMO, to a different, smaller IMO with no bonuses and stuff, and leadership that nobody's ever heard of in the industry.
What happened
It's
to
like
him?
partnering. What'd you say?
What happened to him after that move? Like,
I don't know. We'll find out in 3 months.
Yeah, there you go.
This happened last week. And like, by the way, I'm not dissing him at all. It's just like, bro, like, you got to partner with the people that have the right momentum, because like he's partnering with people that nobody's ever heard of. The marketing's not there.
Trust me, bro. Trust me, bro. It's
Yeah,
happening.
it's just like it's one of those things where it's sad to see really talented people make the wrong decision. And I told him, bro, I'm like, bro, I don't care if you work with me or not. I'll literally give you the right person. If you're like, Jay, I always tell people this. I'm like, if you could say to me right now, Jay, I really don't like you, who's somebody else to go talk to? I was like, I'll put you in a group chat with Ronnie, because if you win, I was like, Khalil, if you win and you're coming from an AIL, it'll allow us to recruit more AIL agents, because I can put you with somebody that can go get you the results that you want.
That's right.
Right? And obviously he didn't end up working with us or FFL at all.
That's
but
the
it's just-
long-term vision, though, is like you're genuinely putting people first.
yeah, dude,
trying
because
to
I'm
help
like,
them,
regardless if they work with me or not, and they work with Ronnie or you, and they go be successful, that's a good name that we have, right?
Yeah.
And the bad name that we get is when they join somebody that doesn't have any value, they get no results, they quit, and then AIL and all these captive agents are like, we told you so, the brokers, we told you so, it don't work, right? Like, we told you so. So, like, the partnerships are huge. Vetting out who you're working with is huge. And, like, bro, like, the new objection to not work with me now is I'm too big. I'm like, that is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
Like, that's like the new thing. It's like, oh, like, Jay's too big or Ronnie's too big. They can't spend time with you. They can't spend one-on-one time with you. And I made a video about this the other day. I'd rather have 10% of somebody's time that has all the value and the knowledge and the information
That's
I
right.
need, rather than 100% of somebody's time that doesn't have any information, no value.
That's right.
And they don't have the knowledge that can get me to where I want to go. I'll take
Sauce.
10% of somebody else's time
So true.
that has all the information, rather than 100% of somebody's time that doesn't have any of the information.
That's right.
And that's the thing with kind of bouncing off like what you were saying, like game respects game, right? So there was a situation probably 3 months ago. I've never even told you this, but John Rent was recruiting somebody, which is your direct, and that guy had met with him twice, and it was a difference of like, who's going to give me the more comp? And once I knew that was the difference, I was like, bro, work with them. Like, you know, that's your place. So it's like, that's the other big thing about being in the right building, right? Because, like, if I was slimy, then I would have just been like, hey, I'll give you 5% more, come here.
Yeah.
But I let it go. So it's like, that's the other thing. It's like, when you're partnering with the right people, you're not gunning after one another, you know? So I took the saddest probably recruiting call of my entire career. 3 days ago, I posted a story about it, but I spoke to this individual back in February when his team was doing like $750,000 a month. And he decided to go to a different IMO that I've never even heard of because of a bigger commission increase. Like, I'm not going to give you I'm not the guy that you're going to come work with to get a max comp. It just doesn't make sense. And if you think about it, it's actually weird. Why would you ever want to work with somebody that has no is not incentivized to help you grow?
And there's no backbone.
Well, bro, when people give
Like,
out
it
like
doesn't
when
make
people
sense.
give out like those high comps, bro, it's like the dude that drives a big truck that's jacked up. Like, you know, it's
Yeah.
like, all right, he's making up for something.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah,
how I compare it
yeah,
to.
yeah.
I'm like, bro, I ain't making up for nothing, bro. You take a 110 or you could go dip. I'm
Like, it's weird
I'm like,
if you
that's
think
cool.
about it, you
Like,
know?
bro, I had an agent the other day. It was just like drama. Like, he was trying to get recruited from another agent in my hierarchy to another agent in my hierarchy.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'll go to Pinnacle. I'm like, all right, see you later.
Go ahead.
I was like, have a good day, bro. Like, you ain't gonna big dick me into a release. I'm like,
Guess what? They always come back. They
well,
always
no,
do.
they just didn't leave. He was like, oh, no, I didn't mean it. I'm like, I mean, bro, you said it. Like, you can go. And to go back to what you're saying, bro, when they're like, well, this guy offered me a 130, I'm like, yeah, go work with him then, dude. I'm like, I have nothing to make up for. I was like, I'd rather be at a 110% comp and have all the value in the world than be at 140 and have no value. I was like,
That is so true.
And people don't understand the commission level doesn't mean shit. Like,
What is it? Like 110% of nothing is still zero.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro, I
yeah.
can
It's
give you
like,
a 500% comp, but if you don't know what to go do with it, you ain't gonna make any money.
And then the mentor, he's just looking, he's desperate for recruits at that point. It's like, that's a very big red flag if you're partnering with someone who's like, you know, fighting with you over the comp. It's like, are you looking at the man for who he is? Is this man or this woman going to take you to where you want to go? Do they have the results that you have? And that's what we saw. And I just feel like it's such common sense. Like, people get so tripped up over this shit. They're so worried about, you know, what he's saying and she's saying in the TikToks and, you know, we're the best and these guys are the worst. And it's like, follow the numbers, follow the money. Like, these guys, the people in this brokerage, that's what I saw. I mean, I was with this company 3 years. I'm all about loyalty and commitment. And at the end of the day, I'm like, I have my own bills to pay. I got my own family to feed. Like, why am I sitting here, trying to be loyal to this person if I've made less than 30 grand? He's like, come on, bro, I promise, champ, it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to work. At the end of the day, like Kevin O'Leary says, if you're running a business and it's not profitable in 3 years, take it behind the barn and shoot it. I was on my 2nd year and 9th month of that business, and I rounded up to 3 years. I was like, I'm out. Like, I saw that was like the solidification for me. And then we blew up. I made 33 grand my first month.
Well, here's a bar, bro. Is I'm loyal to Sean from like I'll take a bullet for Sean, never talk shit about Sean, all that stuff. But if there's a better opportunity, I would go take it. Because Sean ain't gonna go pay my mortgage. He ain't gonna go pay my kids to college. He ain't gonna pay for my wedding. Like, I'm loyal to Sean from like I'll take a bullet for you, bro, and I would never talk shit about you. But there is no better opportunity.
That's right.
Does that make sense? And like I was talking to somebody else about this, and I'm like, we'll do $1 billion this year. I'm not going to go backwards in mentorship. I'm not going to work for a company that does $150 million a year. I'm like,
exactly.
Why would I go backwards $850 million in mentorship a year? Like, I'm just not going to go do that. And everybody's like, oh, you dick right, Sean. I'm like, no, bro. Like, I'm loyal to Sean from a personal standpoint, but business, I mean, not necessarily, bro. If there's a better opportunity that's going to pay my future, my family, I'll go take it. But I've been doing this 6 years.
You've been pitched everything.
Anybody that leaves, I've felt, bro. I just haven't seen any results. I haven't seen anybody go be successful. I'm not saying there aren't people that aren't successful, other IMOs. It's just like I just haven't seen anybody that has the most millionaires than we do. I haven't seen anybody that has the most agency owners that are over $1 million a month than we do. So like I'm just not going backwards in mentorship. So like I tell people all the time, I'm like, I'm loyal to Sean from like I'll take a bullet for you. I would never talk shit about you, and like you're like a father figure to me and a mentor to me. But like if there's a better opportunity, I would go take it. But
it's common sense.
I haven't seen it, bro.
And you've been pitched everything, as well as me and Ronnie too. Like everyone's hitting us up all day. We got this better comp,
sign-on bonuses.
Yeah, it's like, my gosh.
What was the craziest thing you've been pitched?
I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. This is gonna sound crazy, y'all. I've never been pitched. I really haven't. I swear on everything in my life, I've never been pitched. And because like I think the biggest thing is people know when you're unrecruitable.
They know, yeah.
They know when you're unrecruitable, bro. So like nobody's ever really pitched me. I had one dude DM me, and he was like, "Oh, my bad, bro. That was my appointment setter."
Yeah.
So like I've never like actually been pitched at all. And I just feel like people know when you're unrecruitable. They know based off your habits and the way you talk and your confidence and stuff like that.
Yeah, craziest thing I've been pitched was somebody was going to give me a massive sign-on bonus to take me and the whole team, and then so essentially they pitched me on fraud. They were like, oh, well, while we wait for your contracts, you could just submit everything under me and I'll just Zelle you.
That's illegal.
Like, run as far away. Like, for me, it's like, I don't care if my contracts get moved over the same day. When you're like, at the end of the day, morals, ethics, and values. Like, no one or nothing will make me deviate from those morals, ethics, and values. And it's like, it's fraud.
Yeah.
Like, what? It baffles my mind how these young guys don't understand how powerful this license is that we have. I tell the guys on my team, I'm like, look, I have $1 billion license with a B, $1 billion license, and I will do nothing, zero, to put that license or any of your license at risk. And if I see it, hear it, there's rumors of it. I mean, you'll be terminated faster than you could say the word terminate.
Yeah.
And we've done it. People that try to one up the system, and they're just. It baffles me that if you actually do things the right way and you learn it the right way the first time, you're going to build a massive business that will pay you very generously. But good things take time. That's the problem with today's world, is get rich quick. What did you say last night at dinner?
Fast is dangerous.
Fast is dangerous.
Fast is dangerous.
It is so true. And you gave me an example of somebody that has built very fast, and there's guys on your team like, why is this individual growing so quick? And what did you say? Wait 6 months. And there's some real shit happening, and it's like, everyone from the outside looking in is going to see all the numbers and the growth. And like you said, fast is dangerous. You can grow fast. It's very healthy. But like, $1 million to 10 million in 3 months is like, it's like.
You move fast with that. You move fast with the idea, efficient with the plan. So like you move fast with the idea, efficient with my plan. One of my mentors taught me that this year, because I was going to build a gym in my garage, and I was like, hey dude, and I'm the type of dude where I like make shit happen quick. Yep. So I'm like, I'm calling the epoxy flooring, I'm calling the lighting, I'm calling everybody, and he's like, no, like don't do that. He goes, fast is dangerous. You move efficient with the plan. I'm like, no, bro, like I could just get this done today. Like they'll come in this week, they'll get it done, whatever. I ended up not doing it, and then I ended up changing my mind where I wanted to put my gym in my house.
Wow.
I'm like, damn, imagine I booked everything, they epoxy the floor. I'm like, damn, I actually want to move over here.
Fast is dangerous.
So you move fast with the idea, but efficient with the plan.
Love that. So, Ronnie, what have you seen in the business? Because, I mean, you really blew up quick. I mean, your story was you went from how long did it take you to go from 0 to $1 million a month?
0 to 1 and 11 months, and then 1 to 10 the next year.
So you went from a million or 0 to a million a month in 11 months, and then you did 12 months. You went from a million to 10 million. I have been doing insurance 5.5 years. January 2nd will be 6 years full time. I've done nothing else on the side, only insurance full time. I have never, ever, ever seen somebody do and build what you've built with the systems, with the processes, because that's where I lack big time. I'm just a D. I'm just a go, drive, just go, 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 go. You really hit the sweet spot of like stepping back. You work so hard, but your whole thing is like, let me take like the lazy route, I like to say, where you implement, I think Elon Musk or somebody said that, where like, I'd rather work with a lazy person because they'll figure out like the most efficient, quickest way to do it, like the laziest way. And I feel like that's kind of what you've done. I mean, how many admins do you have?
So 12 on my personal side. I think in the entire playbook, there's about like 120.
Probably more than that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Not 150.
Yeah, crazy. And at this point, I don't really do anything. Like with the amount of help that we have, the website. I mean, like if you're deaf, blind, or retarded, God forgive me, you can
You'll be
sell
good
$1 million
here.
a month. Like it has been such a streamlined system. And is that why? Because I don't really know when the whole website was created. Did you have that? Like when was that implemented? From 0 to a million a month, or was that from 1 to 10?
So a lot of people miss that. Early on in the business, they think like, hey, what do I have to build? What do I have to do? Like I talk to all these people, that are in our industry. They're like, hey, I'm having a hard time getting to a million. Do I have to build out a website? Do I have to start a lead center? I'm like, dude, no. Like I didn't have that sub a million. So it's like a lot of people, they're overthinking, they're overcomplicating. And to answer your answer, no, I didn't have it till after a million, because the logic was then it's like what I realized in our industry, it's not a lack of opportunity. It's a lack of a roadmap. And that roadmap is what I became obsessed with building from rookie to elite to leader is what I wanted to solve. And that's why I developed the structure that we have, is because like at the end of the day, the way that I thought of it is like if I have to call Jay every time I need something, I don't have a real business. Like my business is contingent on Jay answering the phone. And I wanted everyone to be able to find any resource or information that they needed universally without having to call Dylan, without having to call me, because that means they have a real business. Even the same thing with the admins. I don't want Dylan to depend on my admins, because if he does, Dylan's business is only contingent on my admins getting it done for him. So what do? Our main admin teaches all the other admins how to do it, and they replicate the same thing. And that's how you can build a real business, when everybody has ownership in what they're doing, Whether I answered my phone, I didn't, you're good. Whether I'm in the office, I'm not. Like when I left for France for 2 weeks to go on my family vacation, only 2 people knew I was leaving the country.
Yeah.
The rest, like, I'm answering. Like, have you ever called me? I have not answered or responded to a
and
text
Jay
message.
as well, not a single time. Seriously.
So it's like that's what the leader's job is to provide, is to provide that structure, but ultimately to just be that person for their people, The comments that I get the most from my leaders is like, hey, like you've never missed a call. You've never not replied within like 1 second if you're not on a call or something, or if you're not away from your phone. So it's like, that's the biggest thing. In the beginning, it's just you need to lead by example. Everyone thinks that it's, hey, I don't have this, I don't have the leads, I don't have the sites. Like you don't need that stuff.
Thinking about what they don't have.
Running,
focus
so
on the
like,
good. Yeah.
Just do the freaking thing and get the ball rolling, and that's all it comes down to.
Yeah, and Jay, even for you too, scaling from it took you. I was talking to you before. Well, let me ask you this: how long did it take you to go from $0 a month to $1 million a month?
$0 a month to $1 million. It took me 3 years to get from 0 to $1 million.
And then I know you were saying before you were doing in-house for the first 2 years. So you've really only been doing virtual leads for the last 3.5 years. What was that transition like, going from, I guess, kind of door to door in-house like that to the virtual side?
Transition was weird. I didn't believe in virtual. Like even when I was in it for 6 months, I'm like,
wow,
bro, like I don't know how I'm gonna get somebody's bank account, social, build rapport, and stuff like that. So I was like, there's no way this works. But what allowed me to make it work was what? Seeing other people make it work. Like I'm the type of guy where if one person goes and does it, I'm like, all right, that guy ain't special. I can go do that, right? So like it just took me to see one other person go sell virtually and sell a shit ton and build a business and stuff to be like, okay, I could go do that.
Yeah.
So like that was like my biggest thing. So the transition was hard for me mentally, just because I was like, there's no way this works. And then seeing other people do it is what made me have the belief, if that makes sense. And then I had the belief, and then I went and did it. And yeah, it's a lot of people started virtual before I started virtual, for sure.
I think it was hard for everyone. Like I remember, like when I had joined the business, the first weekend that I was in the business, I was in house, and then I got home one day, and I'm like, all right, like like 6 people no-showed me. I closed the 2 that I sat down with. I was like, let me start calling these 6 people that didn't show up,
Yeah.
you know, didn't answer the door, weren't home. And I closed another 3 of the 6. So it's like once I saw that, I was like, what the heck are we doing driving around all day to get no-showed, spend the whole day in the car when you could just call them and do the same thing but over the phone, you know? So it's like once I saw that, it's like, holy crap, like this thing is really scalable, you know, because now you have location freedom. Once you have location freedom, that's like a cheat code in business. That's why virtual sales has stuck out so much opposed to any other sales industry, because you can do it from anywhere with little to nothing to start with. Once you have that, like that's a business cheat code. Like these 18-year-old, like we had this kid that has a brother in the office. Kid like was about to turn 18 in 2 months, but started training at 17 in the office.
Yeah.
Just literally just ripping the intro, getting it down to numbers, transferring to his brother. Just doing role play. But like imagine what opportunity could you do that?
You can't.
Like that kid at 18 years old is going to be a freaking killer and probably make multiple 6 figures a year. But imagine what opportunity could you do that?
Can't. Well, I'll even tell you guys a story too. In my old company that I started with, there was no leads. So I remember joining Family First Life, and it wasn't because there wasn't good leads. It was no leads. Like I came in to Family First Life, the majority lead-based business, and I was like, nope, I'm not doing leads. They sucked. Every time I call somebody, they're going to say, why'd you call me 14 times over? So I would, like, leads were poison to me. That's what my old mentorship, and it's so important you partner with, because I was just steered really. I mean, it was like I was lied to for 3 years, completely steered in the wrong direction. And actually had a call with one of the agents from my old company, and they were like, yeah, I think I'm going to start buying leads, and like all these top guys who just did like 500,000 this year, 750 this year, like I think they're like kind of hiding it, but I think they're all doing leads. Like that was the kind of, and this is a few days ago I had this conversation with her. Now I remember joining Family First, and I was like, I'm not buying leads. Like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do warm market. I'll go door to door. Like, that's really how the majority of my sales came from. I used to go to the mall 3-4 days a week in a 3-piece suit, like, you know, walking to.
You were that guy?
Oh, yeah. And I was like
man.
that pesky insurance, like, little white kid walking up to you, like, hey, what are you doing for your insurance? Like, you look like a sharp guy. Come work with me. I just pitched everyone. That's why I think I'm good at sales now, because I just got told no forever. And I remember joining Family First Life, and I was like, I'm not buying leads. And as soon as we started buying leads, a little bit of a culture change for me, but like Sean Mike says, if your company doesn't have leads, quit. I mean, it has changed everything, especially for me and my team, just, you know, leads and getting a trusted lead vendor and really investing in your business. Like my whole thing is like, I kind of do the rule of like 5 to 10x. Usually it's 5. You put 1,000 in leads, you make $5,000. Like that, to me, it's simple math. Like that was just a complete transition. And you know, okay, now I can do 2,000 a week. I could deposit 10K a week, maybe, you know, 2,500 that I'm depositing 1,250 or 15. Like that was just simple math, and it's proven and it works. And I got a lot of. What would you guys say for the newer agents coming in that may be intimidated buying leads? They're 18 to 25 years old, never had more than $2-3 grand in their bank account. Like, how important is it to buy and consistently buy leads?
So with leads, obviously you can control your business. You know, you never want to be in a position where you don't control your business. The entire Playbook motto is for me to build leaders to control their business. I don't want to control your business. Leads allows you to control your business. So the way that I've always looked at leads, obviously, you know, after you've got some warm up and, you know, you're sticking to the roadmap, like I always recommend new agents to buy age leads. Like my favorite thing is seeing a new agent come into the business. They get their first deposit. They spend $200-$300 on age leads, the cheapest lead possible. Like that's the other beauty thing about our business. You don't have to spend like $10, $20, $30 on a lead. Like you're a new agent, buy the cheapest lead.
Yeah.
Get more repetition.
And they work.
It's like swinging a bat the first time. Would you rather have 100 balls in the bucket or 10? So it's like you can control, you know, your output because you know how many leads you're buying, how many people you're getting the chance to speak to on a daily basis. So the way that I started looking at leads and this mindset didn't come till I wrote $81,000 my first full-time month, and I deposited like $54K, and I ended up taking $48,000 home to the bank. And I was like, holy crap, like this lead thing is serious because like it's a cheat code. Like you're controlling how many people are walking in through your door. And the beauty of the leads is not like, you know, like a restaurant or something where I came from, is like you're only dependent on who's walking in the door. Like imagine with leads, you're buying them and these people are waiting for you to call them. So it's the way I started looking at it. It's like a magic ATM that's across from me. If I put $4K, $6K a month into it and it spits back at me $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, would you buy leads?
All day. all day. It's like it's common sense.
Like I'd put $10,000-$20,000 if you need me to. You know, when I
Getting
started selling at
loans,
a high
yeah.
level, I started spending $10K a month.
Yeah.
I was like, the math makes sense. You
Yeah.
know.
And what about you, Jay? Like, I'm sure it's going to be a similar answer because leads are really not complicated. If you want to grow and scale your business, buy leads, invest in your business.
Yeah, I think as a new agent, it's important to obviously buy leads, but it's important to be with a leader that's buying leads, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Because the way they have that belief and the comfortability in buying leads is watching their leader buy leads,
right.
and their upline buy leads, and their mentor buy leads, and then making sales off that. Because when they're ripping deals off the leads that they're buying, they're like, okay, I feel comfortable putting $800 into here, because I just watched my upline Dylan just smack $8,000 off his lead batch.
Yep.
So like I feel comfortable doing it, because I think a lot of people, they get with an upline that isn't buying leads consistently, that isn't
Or
selling
checked out.
consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not selling consistently or buying leads consistently, so they fear the investment of buying leads, right? So being with an upline that's buying leads consistently will allow the new agent to be comfortable into buying.
Totally agree.
You miss selling, Jay?
Dude, I love selling. I'll rip selling once in a while.
Bro, it's like the best part of the business. People don't understand that. Like I remember when I stopped selling and I started leading at a like super high level because we were growing so quick. And, you know, everybody goes through that phase where the business demands you to get off the phone, you know, because you have to lead your people now. And I remember going through like a depressed phase because I was calling Zach. I was like, is this what leadership looks like? Like, this is not fun, dude. Like, selling every day and being able to go out there and get 3, 4, heck, you have a PR day where you hit 6 closes. Like, that is the best time in the business. And a lot of people, you know, they want to get to levels that us 3 are at, but they forget that, hey, like, the startup is, like, the funnest part because you are, like, doing it and you're enjoying it, you know? Like, how good does it feel on a day when you have a record day on the phone?
Yeah, dude, it's amazing. I think selling life insurance like that's such a good point, because I tell my agents all the time, is like the most fun I ever had in the business when I was broke selling life insurance. That was the most fun I ever had. Like right now, the most fun I have is putting out fires every freaking hour of the day. Like I'm just putting out fires.
I'm so happy you guys said that because like my agents watching this, I tell all of them, and I don't know if they believe me. I'm like, guys, everyone wishes to be in my position. I wish I could be back in your position, dude.
Yeah,
like day one, like
I don't know about wish, but like,
yeah,
like would I ever go back?
It's like the good old days. Yeah, like the good old days.
It was the funnest part of the business. Yeah.
Like if I had an opportunity, like if that camera was like a teleporting machine, I would take myself to sub 300,000 when I was selling like $60,000 every month.
Man.
Those were the days. Like people forget it. Like, yeah, obviously being in a position where, you know, you've changed your life, your family's life, all of the people that work with you and show up with you on a daily basis life is amazing, and you're grateful to be there. But like that was the funnest part of the business. So it's like people like are always looking ahead too fast. Like, how do I get there so quick? It's like, dude, slow down, enjoy it, and it will come. If you're putting in the work, that time will come, you know?
How is this business? Because we were talking a little bit before the podcast. How is this business, you know, with your family and your agents and your people? You know, how has it changed your life? Because you're telling me that you're going to the Sixers Stadium tonight in Philly, and you guys are going to go see Khabib.
Khabib's brother fight, like
Khabib's
16
brother,
of us.
Yeah. So like, you know, the camaraderie, the culture, like what has that done? Where like you're not. I mean, I'm sure you haven't looked at a bill in years at this point. Both of you guys, you know. And like even I can relate to that. I'm a lot smaller than both of you guys. Where I've built something, and we've all built something, and the agents watching this are planning to build something to the point. You know, what does that do for a man, especially young guys like us, like having that financial freedom and like being able to take care of your wife, take care of your 3 boys, you know, invest in the office, invest in the team. Like, what has that changed for you?
That's my favorite part about building leaders. It's not because I'm building that leader and changing his life. It's because I know the impact once I build that leader, that it's not just Dylan, it's Daniel, it's Sophia, it's Electra, it's Gino. It's all of these people that get to change their life because of the time that I spent developing this person. So that's what it is. Once you get to a certain level in business, like Jay can agree, once you make your first $1 million in business, like it's cool, you know? It's like, all right, what's next? Like, how do I impact more people?
That's right.
And that's what it comes down to. You want to have more impact, you show your guys how to get to that level, and that's the best part about it, you know? So it's like obviously being in a position where you don't have to worry about finances, expenses, you know, it's like it's great, you know, but the mission should be, it's like, how do I take my people there with me?
That's right.
You know, it's like
it's no fun by yourself.
It's not. It's boring. You know? If you're the only one making money wherever you're at right now, run.
Facts.
Like, what do I do on recruiting calls? I don't mention my income.
That's right.
I don't talk about my income at all. I tell them how much my top 5 make.
That's right.
Those are the people that you should follow, because if this guy's only barking about his income, when you are following somebody, is it because obviously you want his results, right? But you want to see the results that he's been able to duplicate through his leadership. That's what makes real leaders, you know? So it's like those are my bragging points, you know? My top 3 are 22-year-old kid making $300K a month. Number 2 and 3, 19 years old making $250,000 a month.
Awesome.
That's what I talk about in recruiting calls. So it's like that's the best part about being a leader is that you're able to duplicate that into your people if you're leading the right way because you understand that the mission is bigger than you.
Love that.
No, I agree with that too. I think that's what's huge. And like, I always knew this. It was like common sense to me is if I help other people change their life, it'll change my life.
Yeah.
So I have to go help. If I, like literally my goal in my head when I was 19, 20 years old, I was like, okay, if I want to get rich, I got to go help other people get rich. Because if I help them get rich, I get rich. So I'm going to go help them make money, right? Like that was my biggest thing. And to go back to Ronnie about talking about personal income, I never like really had to talk about how much I made, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because like it's common sense that Ronnie and I we make money. Like nobody can argue that. But like literally on this recruiting call, like the Khalil Jackson guy that didn't end up with us, but I called 10 dudes that are gonna make over $1 million this year. Call them, like just call them. Like how much you make this year? How much
Like
you make this year? Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
how much
crazy.
you make this year? How much
So
you make this year?
cool.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, we'll make $8 million this year. We'll make $6 million this year. We'll make $3 million this year. $2 million, $3 million. And he still went to a different company. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, I just got 10 people on the phone because we'll
Can't help stupid, man. You really can't. Like,
Yeah.
it's like at that point, it's stupid.
Yeah, we'll have 20. We'll probably have almost 20 millionaires in our organization this year. This year.
Amazing.
And like that was like the biggest thing is like I never necessarily talk about myself. I just call my boys that are gonna make over $1 million. I'm like, yo, these are the guys that I'm like literally on the dot. I'll be on Zoom. I'll call somebody. Be like, how much you gonna make this month? How much you make this year? And like that's what's crazy about it is like the opportunity and just being able to highlight other people and understanding is if you help more people make more money, you make more money.
What's so crazy to me is like, I mean, Ronnie, you were, I mean, in law school, which is really cool. But like, I feel like for a guy like me and Jay, and even you, like, dude, we were not qualified for this in the beginning. Like, we had to go through the grind, the blood, sweat, tears. Like, that is so cool to me that we really weren't qualified. Like, you know, I was 18, I was 17 and a half. I was a senior in high school, drinking, hanging out, smoking, you know, just whatever kids in high school do. And like, I wasn't ever this guy that can lead a sales team doing $1 million a month, but I had to grow as a person, like Jay talks about all the time. Like, you know, you got to kind of grow into the role and, you know, grow into that person and you know, duplicate your mentor and, you know, the position that he's in. And it's just so cool to me that, like, you were not qualified joining, you weren't qualified joining, neither were I, and what we can do and build what we've built in the last, you know, 5 years, really, 4 or 5 years together. It's, I mean, it's surreal to see.
That's the best part. Like, the opportunity doesn't discriminate. Like, me and Jay talk about this all the time. Like, you can be in a position where if me and Jay were, you know, not working and had like high leg percentage, didn't have width, depth, like you could be making more than both of us combined, you know? So it's like
Luis Cabrera, he'll make maybe $2 million less than me and he does less volume.
Which is amazing. If you look at how Sean Mike built Family First Life, that is outstanding to think about. Like, you could be in a position where you could be making more than the 3 uplines above you if they're not working, you know? So it's like the opportunity doesn't discriminate. Everybody are always like, hey.
Let's call him.
Let's
Give
call
him a
Luis.
call.
Let's
Let's
go.
hear it live on the
see
pod.
if he
Me and him DM a lot.
Hey, bro.
Luis, I'm on a podcast, brother. How long have you been at FFL and how much are you going to make this year?
So I have been 1 year and 5 months, and this year I'm pacing $8 million hitting my bank account.
Wow.
8 million, Luis. I'm with
cracked
Ronnie
us,
and
yeah.
Dylan, bro. We just,
What's up, Luis?
what's up, bro?
Guys,
Big respect, hermano.
Dude, good for you, bro. That's
We
amazing.
appreciate you, Luis. Dude, you got all the momentum in the industry, bro. If you're Spanish speaking and you're watching this podcast, you have to hit up
This
Luis.
guy.
Facts.
let's go, brother. Thank you to you guys.
Yeah, take care, bro.
Appreciate
Where's he located?
He's in Miami. And, like, you know what's so funny about the Luis guys? Luis is $5.8 million a month. He'll make $8 million this year, roughly. And I got a recruiting from an $8 recruiting ad. It was an $8 recruiting ad of me falling off my roof and then just spitting some random shit. And, that's how, like, he changed my life. I helped him out a little bit. But, like, I didn't need to help Luis out. Like, that's why attracting people is so important in your business because I didn't do jack crap for Luis, like, at all. He was like me, bro. He was an entrepreneur at heart. Like, he knew what he needed to do. He asked the right questions. That was it. Like, I literally almost didn't do anything for that guy. The business that he built, the impact that he made. I think he's going to have 4 millionaires on his team, too.
It's incredible.
Like, dude, we might have 30 millionaires. I don't even know, dude. It's
Yeah.
crazy. But to go back to what we were saying, though, is he does $5.8 million a month, or $5.8 million a month, and he'll make $8 million this year.
And there's people that have teams that are 4 or 6 times bigger than that aren't as proud.
Oh, dude, I can name
That just shows you that whoever's putting in the work is the one that makes money here.
So true.
It doesn't matter you're over this guy, under this guy's group, that guy's group. Whoever's putting in the work makes money. And that's the best part about how our company was built specifically.
So true. Yeah, the way I see it, it's like I follow the money. If the money is at Family Friday, and it's like there's not even a close second. I mean, it's not even like it's like a joke. The second person up. I've always saw it where it's like, oh well, you got these guys talking about why they're the best and everything else under the sun is horrible. I've always realized like if you are with the right mentors and you can make money and you're smart and you have the right advisors, like you just connected me with your advisor last week and he's coming to the office Monday running a whole training, like. If you're stagnant, not making money, but they promise you this and this and this, and you're going to make all the, trust me, bro, we're going to get a bonus soon, but then they end up not doing it, and they're wasting all that time and that momentum that they could be having. I just saw it where like, okay, what if they are right? Which they're not, but what if they are right? I'm still going to make more money here. Let's say I'm smart with that money. I'm not a dickhead, and I'm not going out buying, all the fancy shit, going broke, trying to look rich. And I invest that money the right way, like you can really create like just, Sean Mike says, what is it, like $5-10 million, I think he just puts in government municipal bonds. They'll pay him X amount percentage tax free. It's like, that's always been my method of like, just get a huge stash of money, put it away and just have that investment pay you. So I it gets so turned off by the guys who are just so small minded that don't see the bigger picture of like, if you're not making money and you don't have momentum, like all the plans and the 190 trillion% comp, you're still making no money. So I just, for those people listening online, and anyone here, you have to follow the momentum. Get with the team. It's just logic.
Just logic.
Like I don't want to keep, I feel like I'm so repetitive at this point. It's like just common sense. You got these talented guys just getting sucked into this just like sorry ass trap of like, trust me, bro, I promise, and nothing comes to fruition. And like Jay says, they always come back. Always. I mean, Charles talked about that for years. They always do. Just with the resources, the people. I mean, it's I can't say enough good things. And I've been doing this a long time, man. Like longer than Ronnie, and at this point, me and Jay similar in time. And I've been with another company for 3 years, and I've seen a lot, man. And like I've never seen what Ronnie has built, Jay has built. You got to follow the momentum, follow the money.
I ask 2 questions on recruiting calls whenever someone's deciding between us and a different IMO. Like, number 1, what do the contracts and the commission structure look like? And then number 2, what does the bonus structure look like? And if those 2 aren't in your favor, then you might make the wrong decision because of your best interest, but it's going to be a never-ending repeating cycle of either me or Jay ripping your team for the next 3 years till you come back.
That's right.
Bro, that's what I say, bro.
Literally,
like,
that's all it is.
You know what I tell people? Yeah. Like, let's say I'm recruiting Dylan and you have like 20 guys and you're like, no, F off. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go take your other people.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, bro, you don't want to come with? I'm just going to go take your other people.
Yeah.
And like, bro, that's happened like so many times where I DM like Top Dog or whatever at a company, and then they were like a douchebag to me or whatever. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to recruit your people, recruit their people, and then they would eventually come.
It's nice because their people have common sense. It's like, follow the money.
Yeah, it's like, all right, bro, you go spend the time and energy to go develop them, and then we'll just take the time and energy to just recruit them over here.
Yeah.
The funny thing, me and Tanner have this like chat, like a couple of guys are in it, but like whenever we're on a recruiting call and the dude's, either being a douche or taking like a better offer, we just be like, hey, I just got off the call with this guy. Let's go rip his team.
Yeah, dude.
So it's like, we'll literally just run
yeah.
that play and we'll end up snagging like a quarter to half of it because it's like most of these people are out there to do stuff that's in their best interest, not their team's interest. Yeah. We're here for a universal interest, not just one person or one leader making money. Because if that's how you're going to build your business, it's just going to end up collapsing. And we've seen it time over time. The leaders that go out of their way to build something that only favors them, it collapses, whether it's in 1 year or we just saw something go down that after 3 years.
And that's such a good point because, like, my upline left, FFL started his own fake thing.
Mm-hmm.
And his biggest selling point was, like, my bonus got this, my bonus this. My this. I'm like, bro, when somebody leaves, you got to ask, like, hey, bro, I know what's in it for you, what's in it for me. Like, I know why you want to leave. Your bonus got shitted on. You weren't wide. You weren't deep. Like, that makes sense. But, like, what's in it for me? Because all they keep saying is I or my or that we need to do this because I did, like, this happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when people leave, you always have to ask, like, yo, we know what it's in it for you, but what's in it for us? Like, what's in it for me if we leave? Like, and, like, that's the biggest thing, dude, is, like, people don't understand. They just follow people blindly.
Yeah.
And, like, I never followed blindly. I've always followed logic. I never followed blindly, and I always followed numbers.
Trust me, bro, is a real thing. Like, it really is. Like, a lot of these kids are getting recruited from, like, the trust me, bro, it's going to happen. And it's like, you got to see through the bullshit. You really do.
Follow numbers. That's the only thing that should allow you to make your decision. Who's making more money and who's doing it faster.
That's right.
And if you look at, like, second competitors, like, me and Jay are probably doing more volume than they are as a company, You
guys are doing more in a month than they do in 12 months. Like, individually. It's like, it's not even a close second. It's really not. Well, Jay, Ronnie, I truly appreciate your time for both of you guys coming out here. Ronnie with the drive, and Jay, you flew out here really just for the podcast and to help train the team. I mean, it really goes to show you have the top leadership that their time, man. Both of you guys, your time is worth a lot of money, and it means a lot, and I'm sure it means a lot to the viewers too watching this, that we can get two guys like you you guys, numbers don't lie. You two are one of the biggest in the biggest brokerage in the world. Biggest team builders or biggest agency owners in the biggest brokerage on planet Earth, like without a shadow of a doubt, not even a close second. So last thing, I guess, if you guys want to bring up the closing sentence, why Family First Life? Why Ronnie Salem? Why Jay Maska? Why Family First Life? And compared to any other life insurance company, and compared to, I guess, any other company on earth.
Appreciate you, Dylan. So when it comes down to why Family First Life, why working, with all of the amazing leaders that are there, is because it's a universal mission, Once you're getting into a business, you have to understand what is the mission behind it. What is the interest? Is it favoring one person at the top? Is it built like a pyramid? What is it built like? So the one thing that I can tell you is, coming into my 4th year, I've seen just about everything that's went down in the industry, and I've seen the structures elsewhere. I've seen what we have, and it's the only thing that I could truly say that whoever's putting in the work is the one that's favored. And that is the system that you want to be in. You want to be in a system that favors the person putting in the work no matter where he lays in the hierarchy. Wherever he falls in the hierarchy, you want to be in a place that it favors you based off your work ethic, and not because, hey, you're under this guy or over this guy. So that's the best thing that I've seen, is no matter where you are, it just comes back to who's putting in the work, and that's the person that makes the most money.
What about you? Closing line.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just numbers and mentorship. Like John C. Maxwell always said, law of the lid, right? And right now, Sean keeps raising the lid up. And what I mean by that is volume. Like last year, I think we did $800 million. This year, we'll do $1 billion. And then we're just going to keep going. I think next year we'll probably do $2 billion. Like, I genuinely think, we will do $80 million a month. Like, swear I genuinely full-heartedly believe that we'll do about $80 million a month by the end of next year. So, it's just the law of the lid keeps growing. And if you're at a company where the lid's not growing, then you're capped on how much you can learn. When the lid keeps growing, then your learning keeps growing, your mindset keeps growing, your business keeps growing. But if you're at a company where the lid's capped or the lid's stopped or the lid is stagnant, then ultimately you're going to be stagnant because there's not much you can learn from that. And here at Family First Life, the lid is always raising every single year, and new people are coming in and crushing it every single year. And you guys got like Ronnie, you. Like I said, I can't even really think of anybody else.
Yeah,
you are Ronnie's just one of the fastest growing people in the industry, and it's crazy because I got to wake up every morning and worry about him being on my ass every morning.
That's right.
And he keeps me going, and that's why I like FFL. The
companies don't have that. You're right,
baby.
man. They
Yes,
don't
sir.
have that.
Yeah, just healthy competition, and it's amazing. Like we shit talk each other, but it's healthy.
It's love.
competitive,
It's all love.
Yeah,
All
it's
love.
it's amazing.
I
And
love it.
That's why I love FFL, dude. Is the environment. Like we're here. You drove down here. I flew down here. I don't really benefit from this. You don't benefit from it. It's amazing to have really good people in your corner that are gonna have your back and that are gonna be willing to do those things. And I'll fly anywhere. I love what I do, and I do what I love. So I love
All
it.
right, so I'm all about accountability. So let's do this before we end it.
Oh, God.
At the end of the year, so I'm going to start. So we just finished last month in July, 1.1 million. Without a shadow of a doubt, we will do $3 billion a month by the end of the year. Mark my words, so help me God. Ronnie, what's your goal for the end of the year? Non-negotiable. You will hit this number before December.
We're going for $25 million.
Wow, in a month.
Yeah.
I think we'll do $30 million.
Wow.
My goal is $25 million at the end of this year a month.
Yeah.
And I think we'll do $30 million this year.
It's amazing.
Longevity,
See you guys on the
scalability,
leaderboards.
baby. Yes,
That's
sir.
it, man. We'll
Yes,
see you
sir.
on the
Give them
leaderboards.
smoke at the top.
Appreciate you,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.